Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Professor X here. I've got a welcome to my channel and welcome to another video of mine. Today I'm going to bring to you my top 10 go-to work office fragrances. So before I get into the list, I want to briefly run through 5 honorable mentions I have. I've talked to about these fragrances on my channel, or you know these fragrances and they've been reviewed to death in the community. So I'm going to quickly run through these. First fragrance is the community's favorite cheapie, Nautica Voyage. Next fragrance is the dearly beloved and hyped CH Men, the original. Next fragrance is the very wonderful Swiss Army knife, Mont Blanc Individuel. Next fragrance is from the House of Davidoff. That is Cool Water Night Dive. And the final fragrance is the inspiration behind Cool Water Night Dive, and you all know this needs no introduction. Bleu de Chanel, the Eau de Toilette version. So those are my honorable mentions. Let's get on to the list. My number 10 fragrance comes from the House of Calvin Klein. It is a very safe but yet very pleasing fragrance. It shares a lot of similarities to Ralph Lauren's Polo Blue. And as of this recording, I recommend this over Polo Blue, since Polo Blue's been reformulated. I'm referring to Calvin Klein's Eternity Aqua. This fragrance, like I said, everyone, is very safe but yet very clean and very appealing. This one is similar to Polo Blue, only that this is a little bit more lighter and a little bit more airier, but nonetheless very pleasant and very easy to wear. Great especially for the spring and summer months. Eternity Aqua, number 10. Number 9 fragrance comes from the House of Lalique. As I mentioned before, this is the YSL Lone Killer, and also this is my go-to fragrance whenever I'm heading to a job interview, and that is Lalique's Hommage Alone. This fragrance is very opulent. It gives more of a regal touch it gives more of an opulent touch to YSL's Lone, with a mix of the tonka bean and the saffron mixed in with the violet leaf. So great fragrance to have for dressier occasions, and definitely worth getting a sample for. Hommage Alone at number 9. My number 8 fragrance comes from the House of Calvin Klein. Pardon me. I know Calvin Klein makes a lot of terrible fragrances, but this is, to me, one of their best for men. I am referring to Calvin Klein's Eternity Now. This fragrance, everyone, to my nose, is a nice cross between CK Reveal for men along with the original Guess Seductive by Guess. And this, to me, is CK Reveal's younger brother. Very pleasant, very easy to wear, can be worn to the office as long as you mind your applications, and also a great fragrance for a first date. Wonderful fragrance, guys. I reach for this a lot in the spring, and definitely worth having in your collection. Turning now to number 8. My number 7 fragrance is from the House of Hugo Boss. It's a tie. I've mentioned these before. It is Boss Bottled Intense, the Eau de Toilette version, and the Eau de Parfum. What you get with these is a slightly sweet, waxy apple pie type of smell, mixed in with a little bit of cinnamon and a hint of orange blossom as well. Of these two, I prefer the Eau de Parfum a little bit better. I prefer the Eau de Parfum a little bit better, since it's a little deeper, a little richer, and is closer to the vintage version of Boss Bottled. but nonetheless great fragrances and great worth having. Boss Bottled Intense at number 7. My number 6 fragrance, everyone, is from the house of Hanae Mori. This shares very similarities to Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver, and unfortunately I forgot one of them, so I hope you don't dislike the video because of that. I'm referring to Hanae Mori's HM, the Eau de Toilette, and the Eau de Parfum. The Eau de Parfum is what I have in my hand as of right now. Very great fragrance, guys, for dressier occasions. A nice lemon meringue pie type of a smell, similar to Grey Vetiver, but with a more gourmandy touch, especially in the dry down. Great fragrance to have during more formal, business formal occasions, and is a great fragrance to have in your collection. HM coming in at number 6. My number 5 fragrance is, yes, from the house of Donald Trump, of course. It shares similarities to Azzaro's Chrome, but to me this is it is a little bit generic, but to me this is actually better than Azzaro's Chrome. I'm referring to Donald Trump's Success fragrance. I know the name's a little bit corny, but what you get is a clean, fresh Azzaro Chrome type of a vibe without the metallic accord. And guys, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I am not the biggest fan of Azzaro's Chrome, especially with that metallic note. And to me, this one, I think, just does the job a little bit better, despite the fact that it's a little safer. So, Success coming in at number 5. My number 4 fragrance comes from the house of Azzaro. I've mentioned this so many times on my channel. This is professionalism of bottle, and guess, you guys have guessed it, I'm talking about Azzaro's Visit. Great fragrance, everybody. Cardamom, nutmeg, pink pepper. A little bit synthetic, but actually smells a little bit better from a distance. And is a great fragrance to have. You can wear this just about all year long. I wouldn't wear this in the strong cold nor the high summer heat. So great fragrance to have nonetheless. Azzaro's Visit coming in at number 4. My number 3 fragrance comes from the house of Lacoste, and this fragrance is one of the best bangs for your buck for sure. This fragrance is not only safe, but yet is very charming. And to me, this fragrance, I would have to say, is a blind buy for you. I'm referring to Lacoste Pour Homme. Amazing fragrance, guys. Plum, the sweet plum with the rum and hint of vanilla and musk. Great to have in your arsenal. Actually, I wore this to work yesterday, and I've gotten a couple compliments by a few customers. Yes, just a very, very charming fragrance, as Jeremy Fragrance has mentioned in his videos. Great fragrance to wear to have. Lacoste Pour Homme coming in at number 3. My number 2 fragrance comes from the house of Nautica. Is one of the cheapest fragrances on this list, and to me this is the invisible elephant of the fragrance community, because you can find this at TJ Maxx very easily. They sell this all the time, and is not a very pleasant fragrance nonetheless. I am referring to Nautica Blue. This fragrance, in case you haven't smelled it, smells like straight up body wash, but yet nonetheless in a very, very pleasant way. A great fragrance to have for work, not necessarily close encounters, but Yes, if you're in a very conservative environment, and also a great fragrance to have for the gym. This is one of my also go-to fragrances for the gym, and I have put a hell of a dent with this and have 2 more backup bottles of that. Nautica Blue coming in at number 2. And my number 1 fragrance is from the house of Antonio Puig. This fragrance to me is underpriced. This can be had for $15 to $18, but to me this I would pay as much as $30 to $35 a bottle. And to the dry down of this fragrance is amazing. I am referring to Antonio Puig's Quorum Silver. When you think of this fragrance, in case if you haven't smelled this, think of a spicier, slightly more mature, less effervescent and less citrusy version of Chanel's Platinum Egoist. Not that this is a clone of that, but when you wear this as it's drying down, you will get vibes of Platinum Egoist. But great fragrance to have. I've worn the crap out of this fragrance and have 3 backup bottles, believe it or not, of this fragrance. I just wear this fragrance to death when I go to work. It's amazing. So I'll give a quick run back. Eternity Aqua at number 10. Hommage Alone at number 9. Calvin Klein's Eternity Now at number 8. Boss Bottled Intense Eau de Toilette and the Eau de Parfum at number 7. HM by Hanae Mori, the Eau de Toilette and Eau de Parfum version coming in at number 6. Success by Donald Trump coming in at number 5. Azzaro's Visit coming in at number 4. Lacoste Pour Homme coming in at number 3. Nautica Blue coming in at number 2. And Quorum Silver coming in at number 1. So that's it, everyone. Those are my top 10 go-to fragrance for the work and office environment. Let me know what you think of these fragrances down in the comments section below. Do you like them, love them, hate them? Let me know. And also let me know if you're curious to trying any of these fragrances that are on my list. So thanks so much, guys, for tuning and watching in. Don't forget to like and subscribe as you're browsing your way through. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Class dismissed.